Right, flies already out. 2¼ pounds. Right, that's the first fish of the evening session. I got that on a yellow bead head, sort of black streamer nymph. I'm actually fishing 2x. It's actually a 9-foot 2x leader. And I've been really struggling, and what I did differently on that particular for that particular fish, which is my first fish today, is I actually let it sink for 20 seconds. I think I'm quite an impatient fisherman, and so for me, even to let it sink for 5 or 10 seconds is a lot. That one I just let it sink for 20 and then was bringing in a jerky retrieve. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. And that did the job. Oh, foul hooked. Yes, I got another 2-pounder there. Hopefully I got the hook up, but I missed the fight. The battery died. It's quite interesting actually. I caught the previous fish at 20 seconds, so I started fishing 40 seconds. Couldn't work out why nothing was happening, and then when I started to look at my fly, I realized that I actually had a bit of olive weed on the fly at 40 seconds. So I think 20 seconds is a better depth. And yeah, so hopefully let's see if I found the right depth for them. It would be exciting because I've really struggled today. Right. 6 pounds. Holy smokes. All right. Flies out. £3. Anyway. There we go.
A few moments later.
Right, 2 3/4. Number 4. 3.5 pounds. Right, buddy. Where have you taken it? Hook is out. There he goes. Off you go, buddy. Yes! 3.5 pounds. 4 fish. Yeah, baby. So back at the car, mid-evening fish. I'm going to swap rods from my intermediate to a floating. But I am so far 4 fish in, 6-pounder, 2 3s and a 2, and that's after getting skunked. That's after getting skunked this morning on the big dams. I'm at one of the other dams on the property, Top Dam, what I call Top Dam. So I'm fishing my RL Winston Air 2, the 9'6" 6-weight, and I'm fishing it with a SA intermediate line, which is called the Scientific Angler Sonar Stillwater Camo. It's an intermediate line, 6-weight intermediate line. The combination of that with the Winston is incredible. If there's a better casting intermediate line, then I'd certainly like to know what it is. It is an absolute beauty to cast. Every cast is out 40-50 feet. I'm actually fishing it with an SA 9-foot 2X leader that Darren Asquith sent me from Untamed Flies and Tackle in Benalla. He sent that to me when I bought the line from him, and I've been very, very impressed with that SA leader. I'll put the details in the video later on. But all 4 of those fish dragged me into the weeds, and all 4 of them got aerial big time, and the leader was perfect. Very, very impressed with that leader. Any guess, let's see how we go on a floating line. This is the packet of the SA 9-foot 2X leader that I was fishing, and very, very impressed with, the one where all the fish were taking me through the weeds. So it says there it's 11.2 pounds, 5 kgs, 5.1 kgs. Of course, that's dry. That's the dry strength. Really, the important strength is the strength when the nylon is wet. But it's called the Absolute Trout, and that's worth investigating. Slightly frustrating late evening session. So I fished with my 5-weight Asquith with a Rio Gold trout line, floating line. My God, if there's a better floating line combination than that, then I don't know what that is. And at the moment I'm experimenting with a poly leader. I've got an airflow poly leader light trout, 5-inch, and then on the end of that is a tippet ring, and then on the end of that there's Trout Hunter 2X. Anyway, so I got snapped off, and I see the poly leader light trout is only 8 pounds. The little sort of like the little 10 centimeter section that pops out of the poly leader that you attach the tippet ring to, that's only 8 pounds. So I won't be using the poly leader light trout in this dam anymore. Perfect for the river, but this dam where they're big fish and weeds, I think it's probably a bit too light. All good though. Great evening fish. That's the Airflow light trout poly leader, and it says there tippets up to 8 pound. And you know I was fishing Trout Hunter, which is 11 pound. And I've also been playing around a bit with the 8-inch version. But I'll probably just use these in the rivers from now onwards, and find a poly leader with a higher pound count for the lakes. There's that fox again. Foxy the fox. Oh, lost it. Oh, lost it. What's happening? So I've lost 2 fish already this morning, and I haven't actually lost any fish that I've hooked that I can remember in the last 3 or 4 days. So I was having a little look at my hook, and you can actually see there that the hook, compared to a new one, that hook is actually facing down. See if I can show that a bit better. So that hook, you can see it's pointing in that direction, and that hook you can see it's pointing in that direction. So I've actually bent the hook somehow. That explains my losses. Wow, that's a strong fish. 2 3/4 pounds.